Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope each and every one of you is doing very well. Today we are going to talk about the type of visas we have and how to differentiate the type of visa you have in your passport. For what I'm seeing, it's like some of the agents are lying to their clients, telling them you can use this visa to work when you get to Canada or not. No, that's not how it works. We have different type of visas. We have different types of visas, and then each visa has its own merits. Yes, and also I'm going to talk about the study permit refusal. Yes, what I've noticed is for those who applied within the last 1-2 months, most of them are being refused, and then some people don't know the reason why they are refused. In the refusal letter, the automatic, or let me say the normal message they have is you don't have enough funds, you don't have this and this, but which some people are having more than what they need to the course or to prove to RCC that they can pay. So for me, I don't think what you see there is the main reason, but I'm going to help you to differentiate or know the main reason why your application got refused. And also I will talk about the postgraduate work permit. Postgraduate work permit. Some people don't know much about the postgraduate work permit, how to get it, and then how long it lasts. I will also talk about that one too. Please, if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and then subscribe. Yes, share for others to also come and then watch. And for this information, I want to put this out. For those of you coming to Moncton in December for the January intake, I have like 2 bedrooms available right now. So if you are having your study permit or if you're having your visa approved, let me know in the comment section, and then I'll tell you how much they are taking for that room, and what you have to know. The room is available on in December. Yes, so if you are ready, you can hit me up and then I'll help you secure that room. The earlier you come, you know how it works. Yes, if you hit me early, you might get it. If you don't come, different person might come for the room. I'm going to talk about the postgraduate work permit. Postgraduate work permit is it's like the normal work permit we have, but for this work permit, it is given to students who studied in Canada for at least 8 months. So for the 8 months, it is regarded as 1 year. So if you are able to school in Canada for like 1 year, a complete studies, you get a complete academic year, and then you graduate, you qualify to get a postgraduate work permit. If you fall below that, I'm sorry, I don't think that will work for you. At least you should have a 1 year studies in Canada. And then not every school at all. We have different type of schools or different kind of school that can give you postgraduate work permit. Some schools do not give postgraduate work permit. Most private schools do not give you postgraduate work permit. So if you want to finish your school and then get a postgraduate work permit, I'll urge you to consider applying to most of the government schools with DLI. Some schools are not allowed to give postgraduate work permit. So if you attend that school, meaning you don't qualify to apply for postgraduate work permit. And this doesn't mean after school you don't have any pathway to get your PR. Yes, so let's say you go to a private school and after school you don't have your postgraduate work permit. There are some ways to get your permanent residence. Yes, to get your permanent residence in Canada. But for those advantages are limited as compared to those who finish their school and then get the postgraduate work permit and work towards their permanent residence. So schooling in a private school is quite different from schooling in the public school. For you to school in a public or government school with a DLI means you are going to get a postgraduate work permit, and then this is going to reinstall your status, your legal status in Canada. But for the private schools, when you are done with the school, what you can do is you either leave the country or you follow the pathway that the school has. But it's not easy. If you can ask those here in Canada, some of them are done with their programs and then they are not working in the field that they studied. Yes, so for that one, the advantage is not that high. Yes, it is limited, because how will you know whether you are going to be employed or not? Surely you get a work to do, but for you to get a work that falls in your field of study, it's quite difficult. No matter what you will get, but it's quite difficult. Yes, I'm not telling you it's not possible. People did it and you can also do it, but people also failed. That's one thing you should know. as you are motivating yourself, you also give yourself some negativities that this can happen and this can happen, but let the positivity be more. Yes. And then this is how the postgraduate work permits are issued to students, or the duration. So if you're able to school in Canada for like 8 months, which is regarded as 1 year, 8 months because the first semester is like 4 months, second semester is like 4 months, and then the rest of the months in that year are regarded as your holidays. Yes, so that makes it a 1 year program. So for you to get a 1 year postgraduate work permit, you should go to school or school in Canada for like 1 year. That is eight academic months. Yes, so if you school in Canada for 8 academic months, it is regarded 1 year. Then you are going to be issued 1 year postgraduate work permit. If you school in Canada for like 1 year, you are going to be issued 1 year postgraduate work permit. Please take note of this. And then if you school in Canada for more than 1 year, which is 2 years or more, you will be issued a 3 year postgraduate work permit. Know what you are going for. 1 year for 2 years or more for 3 years. And then this postgraduate work permit is going to help you prepare very well, or to get some documents to apply for your permanent residence. We know most of you would like to stay in Canada after their studies. We know, yes, we know some of you. Some of you will go back, but most of you are going to stay. And then you will need to learn or know how to transition from your student status to work postgraduate worker, and then from there to permanent resident. Then you proceed to maybe a citizen of Canada. Yes. So one is going to ask, between the 1 year and then 2 years, which one should I go for? Okay, let me give you some advantages of the 1 year and then some advantages of the 2 years learning here in Canada. So let's say I school here in Canada for like 1 year, and then I'm issued 1 year postgraduate work permit. For you to apply for your permanent residence, you need 1 year working experience. You need 1 year working experience. So my question is, you have to apply for the postgraduate work permit, and it's going to take like 1 or 2 months. It depends. Which means you are going to spend some of the days before you get the postgraduate work permit, and you are going to work for a company for like 1 year before you get the 1 year 1 year working experience. For you to get that 1 year working experience, you'll be running out of status. So there'll be a kind of pressure on you, because you want to apply for the permanent residence very early, and then you are running out of status, and then you have to get the 1 year working experience. Let's say maybe the work you were doing before you graduated was a part-time work, and then you will need a full-time work you also have to find a time and then look for a full-time job. So it takes a lot of time. It takes like 1 or 2 months before you get you secure a job, if only you are not working. But if you're having a job before you graduate, that's different from someone who was doing a part-time job before the person's graduate. So when you graduate, you are now going to look for a full-time job. You should be having 1 year experience from a full-time job, not a part-time job. So you having a part-time job, you are not qualified for that 1 year working experience. So you should be enrolled in a full-time job before you can let me say your experience for 1 year can be accepted. Yes. And then that's why I said you will need some number of days to look for that job, and then some number of days to apply for the postgraduate work permit, which is going to take some of the days from the 1 year you'll be having. So at the end of the day, you will be having like 8 months to leave the country or something like that. Meanwhile, you want to stay here in Canada and then do more things. Yes. So for me, if you have the money, I think you should go in for the 2 years program. Yes. But one advantage of the 1 year program too is, let's say you finish your studies in Canada for that 1 year, there is a program called a student stream. Yeah, there's a pathway for students. You have the student stream and then the working stream. For the student stream, when you graduate, yes, you have like 6 months to apply for your permanent resident. When you graduate, within the first 6 months, you qualify to apply for the permanent residence without any employer. You qualify to apply for permanent residence as a student when you graduate. For the first 6 months, when it's more than 6 months, that pathway doesn't work for you. For the first 6 months and you are having all the requirements, you can apply without any employer. That stream or that pathway is for students, graduated students within 6 months. So what you will need for that program is you will have to write your English test. So sometimes if you know you'll be going in for that pathway before you graduate, make sure you write your English test, and then you have to get a score like you have to get like 7.0 upwards. Yes, your English test, you have to get like 7.0 before you qualify for that stream. And also you will need some amount of money as proof of funds. Yes, you will need some amount of money as proof of funds. And you will also need certificate. When you graduate, the certificate you get, you will also need that plus some transcripts and then other stuff. Like the main thing is for you to write the exam, the English test, and also you getting 7 or higher. Like your score should be 7 or higher. Yes, that is what you need. And then some 1 or 2 things. The other things you need are not that difficult for you to get. Police report and other stuff, I know you will find a way to get it. But the main thing you should get is the certificate, the transcripts, and then the English test. Yes. So if you have money, that's if you have money. I think you need like 13,000 or 12,000 something before for one person. Why when any family member that add is like 3,000 plus 3,000 to what you need as an individual. Yes, so that's for the postgraduate work permit for that's for those who are doing 1 year work. And then if you do 2 years program and then you are issued 3 years postgraduate work permit, you have so many opportunities, you have so many advantages when you have 3 years postgraduate permit. Some people would like to go home and then rest because their life here is stressful. So after graduating, some people would like to go home and spend some 3 or 4 months before they come. So if you have a 3 years postgraduate work permit, one advantage is that you can use 1 year out of this 3 years postgraduate work permit to prepare for your 1 year working experience. And then I forgot this. For the 1 year postgraduate work permit, you can also get a job from them, just having the LMAI or something like that. If they have that, they can also sponsor you to get your permanent residence. Yes. So for the 3 years postgraduate work permit, you can use the first 1 year to prepare for your 1 year working experience, and then use that one to write your English test, and then you can prepare within that 1 year and then do everything. You can even get your permanent residence before your 3 years postgraduate work permit expires. Because I like that one because it gives you it extends your status in Canada, and then there's no pressure on you. You relax and then do everything in accordance. Yes. So that's why I like the 3 years postgraduate work permit. 3 years postgraduate will let you prepare very well towards your permanent residence. Yeah. So if you ask me, my preference is for you to go for the 2 years program so that you can get a 3 years postgraduate work permit. There might be some changes because the new immigration minister was talking about, he didn't pinch or he didn't go details into that, but for what he was saying, I think there are going to be some changes. Maybe those doing 1 year programs will get like 2 years, and then those doing 2 or more programs will get like 5 years or so. We don't know yet, but just please, I'm not an immigration lawyer, also I'm not a visa officer. All what I say is the research I've done, and then some information and my own experience. That's what I'm giving you guys. Yes. So if you ask me between the 1 year program and the 2 years program, I will go for 2 years program. But if you don't have money and then you can afford for the 1 year program, just go for that one. And then you also have a way or pathways to get your permanent residency here. That's having a job with the LMI and also going with the student stream. And then we also have the work stream. The work stream is also for students. You will have to get a full-time job, and then this full-time job will have to give you a employment letter for at least 1 year. Yes, you have to get employment letter from a job, and then you add your school documentations, and then that's also for students. Yes. So that's for the postgraduate work permit. Any question you have about the postgraduate work permit, please put in the comment section. I might not talk or I might not say what you will want to hear, because it is this postgraduate work permit is very broad. If I want to talk about this, I can talk for like 15 hours and I'll still be talking, because you have different pathways and different angles. And then please, you schooling here doesn't guarantee you of the postgraduate work permit. I hope some of you heard some people or someone applied for postgraduate work permit and was denied. Yes, that's why when you come, you shouldn't violate any immigration law in Canada. You may think they don't know what, or they don't see what is going on, but bet me, They know every step any work you do. So far as you are using your SIN number, they know what goes in your account and what comes out from your account. Yes, so be very careful when you can. Make sure you don't play with all those things. Their laws are their laws. Yes, no matter what, you are going to secure your permanent resident. You will get it no matter what. In Jesus' name, amen. All of you say amen in the comment section. Yes. Let's move on to type of visa and then the study permit refusal. Which one should I take? Let's go for the study permit refusal. Yes, for this month alone, 4 or 5 people have been in my DM telling me or sending their refusal letters to me. And then what I noticed was what changed in their permanent in their refusal letter was their names and then their application numbers. Apart from that, the reason for this person was the same reason for this, the same reason for this, the same reason for this. So my question to you guys is, do you think it's because they are all having the same problem with the application? No. You can request, you can ask them to send you the main reason why they refused you. Because before an immigration lawyer or officer will refuse you, they have a database where they write the main reason, they write why they refused you. They have a note. Like if you request for the main reason, they will just take your application. They have a code that you have in your refusal letter. If you give it to them, they can retrieve all those reasons for you, and then you will know the main reason why they refused your study permit or work permit, any permit that you have or that has been refused. Yes, because they can't just refuse you without any reason. The first message the first thing I saw was they told the person is not having sufficient balance to cater for himself in Canada. And I asked the person, how much were you having, or how much did you send? And the person was like $60,000 and above, which is good. 60,000 is good for you to apply. When I was coming here, I was having like 30 something thousand euros, and then I was approved. So why are they telling someone who is able to give you $60,000, who is able to prove that he's having $60,000 for his school fees and then his living expenses? That shouldn't be that's not the reason. That's not the reason. So I told the person, this is not the main reason why they refused your application. It is not the main reason. Yes, it might be because of the home ties. 2, it might also be because of how you wrote your SOP, the purpose of you coming here to study. You should pay attention to that part. It's very important. You don't have to write anything. That's why people come into my DM and they are like, I'm not encouraging. No, for you to submit your application, make sure everything you do is in the right position. Make sure everything you do is in the right position. And also, one reason was the person didn't prove enough assets. The person having enough assets outside Canada that will make the person leave Canada before after school. Yes, you can't just go and give them one asset and tell them this is what I have after I'm done with my school. I'll go and then take care of. No, sometimes the assets also you have to pay attention to that. You can't tell them. That's why some people have been saying you can use your car. They know when you can sell your car and then buy a car here. They know. You can use it, fine. I'm not telling you not to use it, but always I want you to use the best option. I want you to get the best option. I don't want you to use any for the home ties. I don't want you to use any home ties at all. You can use your car. You have a car. You can use the car as home ties. But my question is, ask yourself. So do you think the immigration lawyer is not aware that you can sell your car when you get here? When you get here, you can sell the car and then use the money here and then stay. You can buy a car here. They know. Although we know you can sell your properties. But they know you having a farm. It's not that easy for you to sell that farm. You have like a big farm and you're using it as your home ties. They know it's not easy for you to sell that farm because that farm is also going to be a source of income to you. So you using the farm is one thing. You using your nuclear family is one thing you can use for what? So normally, just ask yourself, or just sit down and weigh some things. Normally, people who apply then use their nuclear family as home ties. Most of them get approved. You may say I'm telling lies, but just ask most people who have been applying. Most of them, I'm not saying all of them, most of them get approved because they know when they go, no matter what, since the person is having a family, a wife and a child, the person is having some kind of feelings for the nuclear family. So no matter what, even if the person gets here and then plan to stay here, there will be a day the person will try to go to Africa and then greet or say hi to his or her family. So I would not advise you to take like your car, your motor, or like some physical materials you have as your home ties. You can use them, but I will advise you not to use them. I will advise you not to use them. Make sure you use something having value, something valuable. Don't just use any home. We have numerous type of home ties in the world, but know the type of home ties you use. And then let's say sometimes someone is sponsoring you, and the person puts his or her business in the sponsorship letter. You should know you can't use any type of business to sponsor someone. You should know that. You can't tell me you're having a provision store, and then your sponsor is having a provision store, and then the person is using just the provision store to put. Can you use provision? Even if they sell their provision store, can you pay your school fees? No. So know the type of home ties you use. This is what one thing one problem I've seen is normally we track the time you people spend on our videos, and other. The person will start watching the video and be like, oh, I know this, I know what he's saying. No, please make sure you watch the end, and then there are some things you may think they are normal to you, but you have to pay attention to it. I'm here, I did it, I'm here, and then I did for other people. Yes, I know how we did it. If you are submitting something and I know there's a question mark on it, I know someone who was applying, and the person's sponsor was in the US. And then when you're applying for the visa, they ask you, do you have a family member in the USA? Why do you think they ask that question? Sometimes don't just see some questions they ask as like normal questions. Ask yourself, if you know someone, you have a family member in US, why do they have to ask you? That's a tricky question. Per my understand, maybe you may have different understanding, but for what I understand, the reason why they ask is, so if you're telling them you're going to leave Canada after your studies, and then you also tell them you have a family member in the US, what shows that when you get to Canada, you will not run from Canada to US and stay? What shows that when you come, so far as you are, because maybe your family in USA also came in as international, and then they are still there. So what shows that you are also not going through the same procedure? Definitely don't know when you come you're not going back. Don't know you are not going back after you are here in Canada. Yes, so there are some tricky questions in the questionnaires that you should pay attention to them. You may think they don't care about how you answer, but please make sure you pay attention to them. Yes, for what I'm saying, if you have any suggestion, please put it in the comment section. Anything you have, or if you have more for what I'm saying, please put it in the comment section. And then don't forget to like this video. Yes, like the video. We have different types of home ties, but know the type of home ties you use. You can't tell them I sell laptop in Ghana and then I have a kiosk for that laptop, so that is my home ties. Then when you get here, you are going to sell. They know you can sell that shop you have with the laptop. You sell it. Even it's not a company for you to say it's a company. Please let's be mindful. I know some of you will not agree with me. Some of you will say what I'm saying, but just try it your way, and then when you finish, compare to what I'm saying. Because just ask yourself, why am I using, when I came, I used, for the money, those who sent me the refusal letter, I asked them how much they presented, and then all of them, they have, their bank account is heavier than what I used for my study permit. So why did I get approved? And then some people are going to be like, it is easier for you to come to Canada from Europe. Please, I have 2 people in Europe right now, and then they got refused. They got refused. So be very careful on how you present your application, and then your SOP. Your SOP is one major thing. Make sure, because that is that's the only way you can convince the immigration lawyer or the visa officer. That's the only way you can use, because you are not going to do the interview in person. The person will not see you. What the person will see is your picture, the digital photo you submit. That's what the person is going to do. The person is not going to see you somewhere and ask you why you want to go to Canada. You put all those things in the SOP. Put them in the SOP, and then let them be convinced. Let them be convinced. And then sometimes the programs you guys choose, also some programs you choose have impact in the visa applications. Don't just apply to schools and come. No, apply to a course that's going to help you, because before you get approved for your visa or your study permit or anything, one, you have the program you're coming to do is one factor. The home ties is also a factor. and the sponsorship, your bank account, the money you have in there is also a factor. Yes, I was doing a video and then I once said the living expenses is supposed to be like 10,000. Later on, I saw different admission letter. That's for Seneca. Yes, if I'm not, I think Seneca. Their living expenses was like 14,000. For what I understand right now is the living expenses are based on the province you are going to, because the living expenses in Toronto or Ontario is different, or it's quite different from the living expenses here in Moncton. So when I was coming here, Moncton, on my admission letter, my living expenses was supposed to be 10,000. So anyone coming to New Brunswick, Moncton or NBCC, you can cross-check in your admission letter. You will see that the living expenses there is 10,000. But for those going to Seneca, their living expenses is 14,000. And then one person also commented that if you are having 1 year tuition fee, you are good to go per RICC. You are good to go. That's what they tell you, but deep down, so if let's say they want like 5 people here, and then you are able to give them 1 year, and then the total number of people that applied for that year are like 10, and then you give them 1 year bank statement, and then other people are providing like 5 or 15 years, like 5 or more years that can bank account. Do you think they are going to come? They are going to come for you? This is the reason why I always want you to go for the best. We are hoping everyone gets his or her visa approved, but please make sure you make your own research before you come here in Canada. Yes. So let's move on to the type of visas we have. This is one important thing I want to talk about, especially those who come in with visitors visa. Most of you guys get your visitors visas through agencies. And then for what I know is these agents or agencies will tell you, oh, if I get the visa for you, there's a company in Canada that will recruit you when you get there. I swear to God, it's a lie. It's a lie. Any person who gives you a visitor's visa telling you can work with that visitor's visa here in Canada, or you can get a work permit, it's a lie. You can't. When you get here, it's either you seek for asylum or you get someone to marry. Like when you come with a visitor visa, we have some ways where you can secure your work permit. But for them to tell you that you can use your visa to get a work permit at the port of entry, no, it doesn't work that way. Because it's very sad. When I had a message and then the person was like, he's having a friend in Canada. The person is not having a place to even sleep. He's fetching. And I asked, is the person experiencing? No, the person not having a work permit. Can I help the person? You know, this place is different from Europe. So please, when you're coming, make sure, even if you're coming with a work permit and you have the intention of staying here and being a permanent resident, make sure you have enough before you come so that you can get time and then figure out how you're going to get your permanent residence or your work permit. But for you to come with a visitor visa and then think you will get your work permit when you get to the port of entry, please, it doesn't work that way. People are still scamming. Please, be vigilant. Do you know the number of people here in Canada who are looking for jobs? And then someone will just come and tell you that the Canadian minister is looking for workers outside Canada. If they are looking for people outside Canada, there is a place you have to go and apply. And then they are going to give you a work permit. If you apply, then you qualify, they are going to give you a work permit. Thus, we have the likes of the express entry, the provincial nominees program, and other stuff. But for you to say this work is giving me a work and then they are sponsoring everything, it doesn't work. They'll scam you. I bet you they're going to scam you. They have a legal way of getting the work permit here in Canada, or before you come to Canada, or getting your permanent residence before coming to Canada. They have a legal way, and then everything can be found on the IRCC page. Don't be scammed. Don't be scammed. Please be very vigilant. Be vigilant. It's very sad. One thing is we are getting into the winter. We are in winter right now. The weather is very crazy. Meanwhile, this doesn't mean the weather is no cold because I have my heater on. One thing is when you are inside, you are very okay. But when you go outside, damn shit, it's very cold. And then when the wind is also blowing, that's a different battle altogether. Please, let's be very careful when you are coming. So if you want to differentiate the type of visa you have, when you get the visa on, you get the your passport from your agent. Open your visa or open to the page where your visa is being placed. Check if the visa starts with S, the visa number, your application number or something. Is it the application or the visa number? If it starts with S, meaning it is a steady permit. And when you come here, being a student, you can work for like 20 hours or something. So Yes, I have to, this one expired, so I'm not using this anymore. But this is, I can't show you how it looks like. Okay, so this is my visitor's visa. When I applied, when I extended my stay here in Canada, I had a visitor's visa. So this is my visitor's visa, and then the visitor's visa, you see, so the category I have VIN here. So my category is VIN, so that's the visitor's visa. And then this is S, that's the study permit. So I had S and W, so study permit and work permit, SW. I had two documents, study permit and work permit. And then for the visitors, because I extended my stay in Canada so that I can go and come back, I had VIN. If you had VIN, meaning it is a visitor's visa at the category. So if you take if you get your passport, open to the visa where the visa is placed, and then check whether your category is VIN, meaning it's a visitor's visa. That's what you have. So when you come in Canada, you are a visitor. Your status here is a visitor. And then you have, like, although you can get what, like 5 or 10 years visitor's visa, it doesn't mean you can continuously stay here for 5 years or 10 years. You can only stay in Canada legally for 6 months, and then you can go out and then later on come in again. Yes. If it starts with S, it's a study permit. If it starts with W, it is a work permit. If the category starts with W, it is a work permit. S, a study permit. And then V, it is a visitor's visa. So if your agent tell you you can work with this visa, you will get a work permit when you get to the port of entry. Please check if it is VIN. Tell the person it is a lie. The person is misleading you. That's not how it works. But when you get there, the agent is not also here to cry with you. He's not here to suffer with you. Please, let's be vigilant. Please. Let's be vigilant. Let's be very, very vigilant. Because it's very sad. I can't help each and every one of you when you get here. I can't help all of you. So ask her, what if it doesn't work for you? What if you come and then it doesn't work for you? What are you going to do? You may end up being a homeless. Let's be very, very vigilant. It's very sad because you don't pay little amount of money. And this is why I always tell people that what the agent is doing for you, you can do it by yourself. I don't know why people, maybe you have your own reason for going to agencies, but what you give the agent is what the agent used to apply it for you. So if the agent tells you to bring your passport, bring your bank statement, bring this, all what the agent do is to put it in the system and submit, and then they take that huge amount of money from you. So if you're able to get those documents, why don't you create your own password? And one sad thing is, when these agents are doing the application process, they use their own email. So anything that they use or they do, they get the feedback. You don't get the feedback. That's one sad thing. So what if there's a problem one day? How are you going to defend yourself? Please, let's be very, very vigilant. Yes, and then let me use this advantage to tell you guys, I'm not going to focus on migrating to Canada alone. Yes, so from next month, I'll tour Europe. I'll be going to Europe next month, and then I'll also, for those who wants to leave their home countries but they want to live to a European country and they don't know how to get there, and then when they get there, how the life in Europe is. Some people are not ready to school. Most people coming to Canada are those who want to school here in Canada, and that's the easiest way to come to Canada. But some people want to go to the European countries and they don't know how to, and they don't know when, and let me say how to do all those things. Yeah, so I'll be going to Europe. My first country I'll be going to will be Spain. I'll be interviewing some prominent people there, asking them how they got to Spain, how they got their documents, and then also I'll interview some people doing their own jobs, they have their own company, and I'll ask them how they did all those things, and then some advantage of being in those European countries. Yes, I'll give you all those updates. So if even Canada doesn't work for you, maybe Spain will work for you. If Spain doesn't work for you, maybe Germany will work for you. If Germany doesn't work, maybe Sweden. So all the European countries, I'll be touring them. This is why you have to stay here. I'm not giving you just the advantages here in Canada. I'll also blend it with the European content. I'll give you European content, and then any part of the world that I have to go, and then give you guys the information that you need. Yeah, so please stay tuned to this. to this channel. If you've not subscribed, please do well and then subscribe to the channel and then share for others to also come. Let them know we are going to do content on their favorite countries they want to go. If you want to go to Spain, I'll do it for you. If you want to go to Germany, let me see the content, the type of content you need in the comment section. Yes, let me know the type of content you want in the comment section, and what you want to know, anything you want to know, put in the comment section. Yes, and then also people are also giving me some messages in the comment section that they want to get in touch with me and one or two. Yeah. Please, the reason why I don't put my number, my personal number on YouTube is it is not allowed. It is not allowed for us to put our numbers, our personal numbers on YouTube. Yes. So what I can do is I can just give you my social media handles, and then from there, if things works out well for us, you might get my number and then we continue from there. But I think the social media is okay. Yes, the social media is okay, because sometimes people give me, it's not my fault. I'm not helping one person. I have numerous people that I'm helping. So if, let's say you send me a message and I'm not able to come back to you, please send me a message again. Yes, so maybe at the time you sent me a message, I was working. When I came back, different messages came in and your message went down. Yeah, that's not my fault. Yes. So please, I'm here to help all of you. And then this is what I have for you today. And then, we are in winter. The weather is very crazy. Yes, I have a video on my channel that's you are going to see how the weather was when it snowed the first day here in Moncton 2023. Yeah, the winter here in 2023, the first day it snowed. I have a video on it on my channel. You guys should look at how it is. And then those coming in winter, please prepare very well, because this year the winter have started very, very early. Last year when I came, it started around November ending to December. Yeah, that was when the snow started. Yeah, November ending to December. This time it started in October. Yeah, so this tells you how the weather is going to be. If you have a family member who is new here in Canada, just ask the person how Canada is treating the person so far. It's never easy. It's not easy. It's very, very tough. Yes, I'm not telling you guys not to come. Please come, but prepare before you come. Make sure you get some jackets, and then make sure you get some money. And then one thing is, the housing system is also a problem. Still, people are still not having accommodation. So make sure you have someone who is going to help you before you come. Don't just come thinking everything will be fine. But we always say this: if I go, people went there and it worked out for them, so it will work out for me. That's not how it works. Yes, at the time those people were coming, Canada was not that popular. The population here was not high, but now the population is going higher. You coming here, you are coming to be an additional immigrant to the population we have here, so it's still going higher. So please make sure you. That's why I said I have a 2-bedroom right now, and it's just 2. So if you are very serious, you hit me up and then get well. Let's see how things go. Yeah, so let me put my social media handles. Mostly you can reach me out on Instagram on It's Lyrical01 on Instagram. It's Lyrical01. Let me spell the It's Lyrical for you guys. ITZLYRICAL01 on Instagram. And then on Facebook it is I'm Still Lyrical. I'll create a Facebook for my channel. That would be Opportunity Home. Yes, but for now, since I don't have that yet, my personal Facebook is I'm Still Lyrical, AMSTILL. That's for the I'm Still, and then the Lyrical is LYRICAL. So I'm Still Lyrical on Facebook, and it's Lyrical01 on Instagram. Yes. So this is what I have for you today. If you have any question, put in the comment section. Make sure you share to other people, and then please, if you don't hit notification bell, hit it and then put the notification on all, so that you will be the first person to see any update or video I put on my channel. Yes, please subscribe to the channel, then share for others to also subscribe. Let's make this channel a big channel, because we have more opportunities. This channel is not just for Canada. This is a multi-purpose channel. Yes, European countries are also parts. See you in my subsequent videos. Bye bye.